And I'm back. Welcome back to Southern Lightwork. I am going to do another reading. This time I wanna see what the ancestors have to say about the path you're on, if they agree, and what their advice might be. So this might be a tarot-less reading. We'll see how it comes out, but hang around with me if that sounds interesting to you. So I, for one, the differences between what your ancestors offer to you, the kind of guidance and protection they offer, and what your spirit team offers, and how they're able to protect you. I think the difference for me is that, of course, I have familiarity with my ancestors, the ones that I know of, because I know there are some ancestors watching over me that I've never even met, particularly a great-grandfather of mine, my maternal great-grandfather. He just keeps like coming through. So, and I never met him. He died 6 years before I was born. So, there may be something significant about passed over loved ones for you, particularly like making themselves known, showing up in ways that you really can't explain any other way, which is, I love it. I think it's absolutely a gift that they are still in your energy, and it's all like, how your interpretation, because some people don't believe in that. That's fine. I choose to believe that they are still looking out for us once they leave us in physical form, right? Because we're all souls anyway. And even though I'm not quite ready to, my human mind is not quite ready to leave this body yet, because I'm having fun. But I kind of think of the idea of becoming someone else's ancestor one day is kind of dope, but that's just me. Let's see what Spirit has for us today. What the ancestors want us to know about the path we're on. We're doing good. My nose is itching. I got a call, or I had a voicemail on my practice phone, voicemail, from somebody in jail named Busy. I don't know who that is. I've never met anybody named Busy in my life. It sounded like an older man, and like kind of a scruffy voice. But if you've ever gotten a call from a correctional facility with somebody trying to make that collect call to you, do they even call that anymore? Collect call? I'm old. Trying to get their free call. Somebody dialed, maybe just one digit was off, but that was my voicemail. It was a call from Busy from the Fulton County Jail, and it went to voicemail. So it's like that. It's like somebody either is in trouble, hopefully not in jail, but don't let it go to voicemail. Okay. All right. Now that is done coming through, let's see what else is going to come. Okay. Treasure. Somebody going to uncover a treasure. About to run up on a treasure. I love that card, though. It's come out in another reading recently. What else, Spirit? I'm hot again. And that's a 13. This is a number 46. Independence. That's a 10. Beautiful cards. And oh, sorry, that does not say independence. That says dependence. So we got treasure and dependence so far. What else? Sorry, I don't have my... I didn't get premium on that channel. Try to listen to some lo-fi beats. Oh, forgiveness. Where's this going? Treasure, dependence, and forgiveness. Okay. Reward. That's a 16. So this is that's a 43. It's the forgiveness card. And this is a 16 reward. Excuse me. Okay. I got a lot going on. I got incense smoke. I got the fan in my face because I'm having a hot flash. It's chaotic. But this card is definitely giving me some very naughty thoughts. Naughty about, like, for anybody who is familiar with BDSM, bondage, discipline, sadomasochism, that lifestyle, the kink lifestyle. This is giving me one interpretation because it looks like she's being rewarded with whatever is on the other end of that handle. Okay. She's not crying because she's sad. She looks spent. She looks like she's in the headspace. Okay. But it also could be, if we're not thinking kinky, she could also be being knighted, you know, being crowned somehow. And this is the end of a sword. She's worked hard. She's fought for something. Keep going. Since we're asking for where we are and where our ancestors think we are. Ascendancy, 45. Okay, so we got a 4, 10, 7, 7, 9. Let's have those reduce. I'm sorry, let me blow my nose. Sorry, that is a pet peeve. I can't stand when I just sit and I can't stand when anybody just sniffles, like, just blow your nose. Pet peeve. Okay, so let's see what the ancestors have to say about these. And actually, I'm going to read from the guidebook just because I want to. I know what I think about these cards, but I want to see what the author's intentions were. So, treasure. I'm just going to read part of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Meaning and interpretation of the treasure card. At its core, the treasure speaks to the inevitable harvest we reap by staying true to our journeys. Yeah. Facing our shadows, embodying the courage to continually birth our most authentic selves. The glimmering idol, symbolizes the precious gifts, wisdom, self-realization, sovereignty, soul integration that are bestowed upon the heroic traveler who weathers the road's upheavals. Yeah, so you're about to walk through this archway. Like the overgrown temple surrounding the treasure, these sublime rewards often remain, and we got reward here too, remain concealed until we traverse the difficult terrain, overcome our demons and obstacles, and arrive at the sacred center The treasure reminds us that each challenge is an invitation to forge our integrity and deepen our connection to our callings, incrementally stripping away the illusory and revealing our most brilliant essence. That feels like, yes, you're on the right path. What about dependence, though? This may not be a bad dependence. Let's see. The meaning and interpretation of this card. It says, at its core, dependence represents the ultimate realization of our true nature as vast, unbounded awareness, the primordial consciousness that has eternally dwelled, eternally dwelled beyond the veils of form, concept, and the ephemeral identities that have shaped our embodied journeys. That's a whole lot to say. The panoramic vista, stretching out before the master, evokes the boundless expanses of possibility, insight, and multidimensional perception that unveil themselves when we have divested ourselves of all self-imposed limitations. When this card emerges, we may find ourselves undergoing a profound initiation into the spacious domains of unfettered beingness. We are summoned to shed the habitual tendencies, attachments, and self-referential constructs that have obstructed our direct experience of the infinite depths inherently accessible within the present moment's lucid transparency. I mean, the all-seeing eye. I see everything. I know everything. This is an awakened person. And that's dependence on oneself. The red sun or red moon, like a blood moon underneath the eye, overlooking a valley. You know, those are pretty sharp peaks, but there's a valley full of water. When you overcome the obstacle, you reach the valley. Over the peaks, you go to a valley. I read this one the other day, forgiveness. Okay, forgiveness represents the pivotal choice to release the burdens of anger, bitterness, and the perpetuation of harm, choosing instead to walk the path of empathy, mercy, and the recognition of our shared humanity. The extended hand evokes the courageous vulnerability required to make the first gesture towards peace, even when the wounds of betrayal or transgression still linger. When this card emerges, we may find ourselves confronted with situations that demand we confront the suffering caused by past actions. This is dealing with our karma, either our own or those inflicted upon us by others. We are called to summon the profound spiritual maturity to bear witness to the pain without becoming entrapped in the seductive undertow of resentment and the thirst for vengeance. Yeah. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the golden rule, right? But we have to face what we've done to other people. And that also, that golden rule could be twisted for the wrong reasons. That sounds like vengeance too, doesn't it? So if you ever at some point felt like you needed vengeance and sought and went after, actually carried out vengeance against somebody else, you got to pay for that too. You may need to ask for forgiveness for something. That's part of the journey. Even if you don't verbally ask for it, just if you can't anymore, and I hope that this is not the case, but somebody's passed over that you wish you would ask for forgiveness or apologize to, or left something undone, you have to forgive yourself. And now reward. At its core, the reward signifies the profound apotheosis, I don't know what that is, that flowers when we have successfully navigated life's most formidable tests and emerged victorious. When the heroic essence has fully incarnated and our authentic power is firmly grasped. Like King Arthur, there it is a knighthood. Like King Arthur claiming Excalibur, that's not knighthood, sorry. That is the king. King Arthur exclaiming Excalibur, this card celebrates the reclamation of our divine birthright and sovereignty, free from the fetters of fear, delusion, and playing small. The swords arising from the stone speaks to the process of uncovering our most prized and essential gifts that may have remained dormant or obscured throughout phases or ignorance or struggle. So yeah, this is like, as we learn, we all get a chance to screw up in life. It's what you do with it afterwards. The reward illuminates that by purifying our attachments to misaligned beliefs and identities through the hard-won wisdom of our journeys, we prepare the fertile ground for our supernal, that's supposed to say supernatural qualities, and soul's purpose to blaze forth unobstructed. When this card emerges, it indicates that a summit of self-actualization and integration has been reached through the culmination of our efforts, like the quest for the Holy Grail. I just wrote about this in my guidebook from my Black Churchish Oracle. We have demonstrated the valor, grit, and humble dedication to be deemed worthy of claiming profound rewards and soul-expanding initiations. Okay, I'm going to read this next line because it seems like it's important. Our descent into core wounds, trials by fire, and authentic embodiment of the hero's path have now lucidly revealed our highest path and anointed us for inspired co-creation. Yeah, it's a knighthood. You're being knighted. You're like King Excalibur, like King Arthur and Excalibur. The sword and the stone. That's not an easy feat. That's why these tears are flowing. Why, they're tears of happiness, tears of triumph, tears of, I get to sit my ass down for a while because I worked so hard to get to where I am. I've tried so hard. And it can also be what I said first. If that's something you're into and it resonates for you. Ascendancy. I like this card. It's got a lotus on it. At its core, ascendancy represents the pivotal experience of recognizing our essential beingness as something far vaster and more primordial than the fleeting identities, roles, and attachments that have defined our experiences in the manifest realms. The emergent lotus evokes the indomitable spark of divinity within each of us, the imperishable essence that retains its pristine integrity, even as it blossoms amidst the turbulent currents of the phenomenal world. When this card emerges, we may find ourselves at a profound crossroads, a juncture where the perpetuation of our entanglement with the webs of material existence is eclipsed by the soul's inexorable calling towards wholeness, freedom, and the transcendent states of consciousness that beckon us homeward. We are summoned to shed the limiting beliefs, attachments, and self-identifications that have kept us submerged in the murky waters of ignorance and transitory phenomena. It's all about emerging from what we once believed, the things that kept us stuck, the thoughts that kept us bound, and limited. You get the treasure because you're going towards limitlessness. And at the bottom of the deck is crossing. What a beautiful image. This is a number 8. This is strength. This person is standing on a tiny little structure, like a little piece of maybe what's left of the earth, what's left of their foundation. And there's an opening in this cosmic realm, this cloudy, heavenly realm. There's an opening. There's a way forward. Let's see what the book says. I opened right to the description for this card. The crossing card captures a pivotal moment, that of a figure stepping through an open portal, leaving one realm behind to enter into a new and unknown world. This powerful imagery symbolizes the point of no return, when we must wholly commit ourselves to the journey ahead, surrendering to the inexorable currents of transformation sweeping us into uncharted territory. That's hitting for myself. I'm sorry, I gotta chill. Okay, let me read when this card appears. When this crossing appears, We may find ourselves at a juncture where the path behind us has reached its terminus. Like I said, we're leaving the old foundation because there's nothing left of it. It's this tiny little surface area. You can't bring anybody with you. Like, it's not big enough to bring your whole family, your whole friend group. It's just yours. Whew. The only way forward is to pass through the open portal before us. Yes, this could manifest as a major life transition, relocating, ending a relationship, changing careers that requires us to burn the proverbial boats, severing ties to the familiar to immerse ourselves in new terrain. I'm here for it. Y'all, it's a 9-year. Of course, that's like, you can't stay where you've been. Like, Spirit is calling you. Your ancestors are calling you to go through this, to get to this point where you can ascend through this archway, to get the rewards, to get the benefits of the forgiveness, the self-forgiveness, forgiving other people, depending on yourself. So that you opened a portal. You open a portal when you heal. And when you're open to the newness, leaving things and people behind. And this is not meaning you never speak to them again if it's your family, unless, you need to cut them off. This doesn't mean you cut off your friends completely. It just means that you don't think the same way. You don't want the same things. You give up toxic relationships and toxic habits, and you realize that there's more to this, that there's more work to do. You've been playing yourself too small, and your ancestors don't want you to do that. They want you to rely on yourself and know how strong you are, how resilient you are. That the only fear that you should have is the fear that propels you to do something new, something different, to break generational curses, to start new things, start new traditions. If you're like my family, when a matriarch or patriarch passes away, then people lose their damn minds, and we don't know what to do with ourselves anymore. And yeah, it's hard for everybody, but it's like, but what do you do going forward? You're still here. Create new traditions. Things are never going to be the same again, but they can still be good. You're just going to create a new normal, yeah. Trust that what's coming is good, that it's even better. Sometimes we can get so stuck in what we used to be that we can't even appreciate the current moment and the beauty that could be in the future if you're just open to it, if you just go through that portal. Okay, this is from the Ancestral Healing Oracle. Let's see what the ancestors have to say about this. It's so stuffy. I gotta stop. I got some air purifiers for all the incense I burn and just dust in general, but I also get stuffy when I read sometimes. Go beyond survival mode, absolutely. And that's a 9. This person is encased in gold. She's got gold all around her. But they also look like gold flames. Like, she's been not just unscathed by going through the fire, like it didn't kill her, but it fortified her. Gold is extremely it's valuable because we say it is, but it's also rare. It's hard to come by. It's hard to forage. But if she's covered in gold, like, she's rare, she's protected, she's got a very protective and resilient and strong shell around her, I want to say. So whatever you've done, you have fortified yourself. You have an added layer of protection because you went through something really, really, really hard. Maybe several really, really hard things. But you've ascended. What else? I'm proud of you. If you're not proud of yourself, I'm proud of you. This is beautiful. Okay, this one tried to cut my throat. Open your heart to sacred love. Open your heart to sacred love. This is not just any love. This is not just your fly-by-night. I met him on a dating site. I met her on a dating site. Sacred love. That's God. God has a hand in this one. It's an 8. That's abundance. It's also infinity. 8 isn't an infinity symbol the way that we draw them in this in our, the Roman numerals that we use. I'm sorry, those are not Roman, those are Arabic, aren't they? The symbols that we use to indicate numbers. It is infinity. Something that's going to last. Something has lasted. When we say infinity, we think about from this point forward, but infinity also covers what's already happened. If it's infinite, it exists now. You have sacred love. You've had sacred love, and you will have sacred love. Yeah. Just be open to it. Ask the archangels for help. 21. Yep. This is cool. I have a in my deck, my Black Churchish Oracle, I made Archangel Michael and Archangel Michaela. So it is a feminine energy. Just because, I use creative license. But it looks like her. Ask your archangels for help. I'm feeling the vibrating again. It started and it stopped. I'm still feeling it. And it's not any phone. This phone is not ringing. That fan is not, it's under my left hand. Don't miss the call, y'all. Don't let it go to voice. It just stopped. Don't let it go to voicemail. Whatever it is, when it comes, don't let it go to voicemail. Okay. Yeah, my table is vibrating. It is a strong vibration, and there's nothing on this table that would make it vibrate like that. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna keep going. I got this. I got the message, Spirit. Ask your archangels for help. Don't be afraid to ask for Michael to help you, to protect you. Don't be afraid to ask Raphael for healing, Gabriel for the message, the whatever the divine messages are that you're supposed to get. Don't be afraid of that. And don't feel like you're being a burden. There's so much of us. I was talking to a client yesterday that is just now feeling some real feelings. Like she's been, had a childhood full of trauma and neglect, and just like coming to a point now in her late 20s that it's like it's time. For whatever reason, her body is ready to release it. Her mind is ready to release it, to talk about it. And she's struggling to talk about it. But she also was worried about feeling like a burden to the people around her. And like, if I really unload, even if I don't even know what to say, but I'm afraid that they're going to feel like I'm a burden. And so many of us feel that way because we're so used to taking care of other people. She takes care of other people, everybody in her family. So to feel like you're burdening an archangel, they got time and space, I promise. Even if you feel like you can burden people, you cannot burden your archangels. You can't, because they are endowed with the capability to handle all of our shit, like all of it. Just, even if you don't believe in all that, just knowing that there is a way to not hold it all yourself, that you can lean on people, and especially if you're the type, like I have been, that is always taking care of other people. And a lot of us have been serial people pleasers, that this time in your life is calling for you to forgive yourself and trust that you can depend on other people as much as you depend on yourself. Of course, depend on yourself before all else, but we're also supposed to rely on each other. Being able to give is wonderful, but being able to receive is also part of your divine purpose. Like, you're supposed to be able to receive compliments and goodwill and good deeds, and like, that's part of what fills your cup. That's part of the sacred love. It's not just romantic love. It's all kinds of love, agape love. Just receive it, and ask for help when you need it. People are out here giving up. Like, totally giving up. And I'm going to talk about, we weren't close, but when we spent time together, it was like we were old friends. A woman that I knew, we knew a lot of the same people, just ended her own life this month. And, you never know what's on people. You never know what attachments people have. I know she struggled with addiction. I know she struggled with just self-worth and feeling loved, truly loved. And this is just from, knowing her a long, long time ago. I know she's done a tremendous amount of work. She had done a lot up until this point. But whatever just wasn't enough, or if there was some other thing that, nobody knew but her and God, she took that. She took that path that a lot of people take when they just cannot figure it out. They can't figure out how to make this work. They can't figure out how to connect. And I'm trying to be careful what I say, because I don't know the whole story. The point I'm making is about giving up the fight to stay here. And I also believe in the right to self-determination. I don't think it's, the sin that people with certain religious beliefs think of suicide, but like, I think that's people's right. It hurts, and you wonder, like, the folks that are left behind, you wonder if there's anything you could have done to stop it. But in all actuality, like, having worked in crisis management and crisis intervention, if they don't want you to stop them, you're never going to know. You're not going to stop them. The people that tell you want you to stop them, right? So if that's how some people choose to leave this earthly realm, I can't judge it. It just leaves questions, right? It leaves questions. And I think if you think you've done everything that you can do, there is no other solution. You cannot come up with any other solution but to end it. That's your choice. And that's controversial to say. But I also want everybody to really, consider that you haven't thought of every solution, that you haven't tried everything. That if you have a reason to stay here, if you have reasons to stay here, to continue this path, try to stick it out, tell people when you feel like you don't want to be here anymore, so they can stop you. You make the ultimate decision, and maybe that's your soul's path, is to not go out that way, the way that other people go out in a box, but on your own terms. And there's some empowerment in that, but at the same time, it's like, but did you stop too soon? Did you stand here too long and not go through that portal because you were worried about who wasn't with you? Or too scared of what's on the other side of the portal? It's not judgment, it's just things to consider, you know, when you feel like giving up. That's when you ask for help. That's when you think about the love that you have, that even if it's not the love that you want right now, if it doesn't look the way that you want it to look, ask for help. Think of how you are covered. That's for somebody. We're in some trying times right now, and people are having a really, really hard time. And I'm resilient as fuck, but not everybody is. You know, like, not everybody is. Somebody told me once, you know, it takes some people longer to heal. And I kind of felt bad because I did sound judgy, whatever I said. And I was like, no, you're right. You're right. It does take some people longer to heal, to figure it out, to want to heal. And that's one of my flaws is impatience. I'm so impatient sometimes. But give yourself and give other people grace. Give them time. Let me move on. For this video is 2 hours long. What else, Spirit? What else do the ancestors want collective to know? Thank you. Live your true purpose. That's a 12. What a beautiful card. I was just talking about living your purpose. Finding out what it is. Find out what it is. If you don't know, you're not done yet. Oh, super emotional now. Yeah, if you don't know what your purpose is. This is a 3. That's ancestral guidance and protection. This is a silhouette of a motherly figure and a child. Could also be masculine with long hair. You know, take it how it resonates. They're walking towards the sun, you know, like, yeah. Keep walking towards the sun. You've got help. You have help. You have love. You will reach the reward if you hang on. You know, just hold on. Keep going. Ascendancy. Or, you know, whether it's related to that or not. What else do the ancestors want us to know? What else, Spirit? About being on the right path. Are we on the right path? Ooh. What's this reluctance? What is this reluctance? Yes, in the 3D it's my shuffling, and the 5D it's hesitation. Why the hesitation? What else, Spirit? Please give us one more message. One more ancestor message. Thank you, please. See the Phoenix reborn. And that's an 18, reduces to a 9. That's another fiery. Got a lot of gold and fiery colors in this. See the Phoenix reborn. I mean, a phoenix and lotus. Get it out of the mud and out of the fire. Do you understand how strong you are? If you have any clue how strong you are, even if you don't feel strong right now, you still are. You know, you can go through something. It's okay. It's allowed. It's part of this human experience, is to go through shit that's hard, that doesn't make sense, that hurts, that slows you down, that makes you doubt everything. But you're fortified. You're covered. You got archangels helping you. You got sacred love. You have a purpose. And you're like a phoenix. That's what your ancestors want you to know. At the bottom of the deck is, I love this card, tune into your masculine lineage. Tune into your masculine lineage. And that's, I think I was talking about my great-grandfather. It just, there's something to, even if you're an orphan, even if you, and maybe that's not a great term to use anymore, but I don't mean to offend. I am one of those people that cares about terminology, so if that irritates you, you'll be all right. I care about terminology. I care about using terms that are not offensive to people. So I think that tuning into your masculine lineage is important, because in so many societies, that's like how your name gets passed down. That's how you determine the bloodline, right? What's in your bloodline? What is passed down in your bloodline? Good and bad. I don't know why I want to talk about medical histories too. I've got a little bit of medical medium coming online. I think I'm trying to flesh that out, but that may have to do with medical history, specifically something in your paternal lineage that you need to be concerned about. Some type of, and it may not be a bad health thing, it may be a good health thing, you know, like maybe they were athletes, maybe they were clearly they were kings of some type. But yeah, there's something about physicality, medical conditions that resonates for you. Take that. Yeah, just came through as a channel message. So how do we heal? How do we continue to heal? I'm going to ask, using the Green Witch's Oracle, how do our ancestors want us to heal if we are to use nature, herbs? Let's see. Ask for healing and advice. Healing advice. Healing tactics and advice for continuing on this path. Buds. New beginnings, expansion. When you're fortified, you can start anew. You got the rewards. Got the treasure. Gotten to the treasure of your hard work. You've been tried by fire. I don't know why that comes out. You've been tried by fire. You are fortified with gold. It's time for a new beginning. Don't be afraid of a new beginning. You have everything you need. You've surpassed the last lesson. Snow. For dependence and opening your heart to sacred love. Rest in contemplation. Yeah. When you have love, you can rest. You know, so many of us, this is not even about necessarily searching for love, and the energy and the time that we spend on finding love, being in love, worrying about being in love. Oh my God. It's, you know, something that we can something that we can do more of. And this has a snowflake on it. We definitely rest more in the winter because we're inside. We ain't trying to be in the cold. I'm in Georgia. We don't have super duper cold. It gets cold, but it's not like snow and ice cold very often. It's kind of rare. The sun is shining directly down on me through my window. I just looked through the blinds and it's right there. What else? Maybe this winter you're gonna be snuggled up with somebody. Ooh. Or you'll just be in a nice cozy space. You'll have a nice cozy space, a place to spend your winter with your own sacred self-love. Whatever you want, whatever resonates for you. That's 2 cards for forgiveness and asking the archangels for help. Soil and sow. Okay, well, you got to sow in the soil. So if this one is stability and simplicity, maybe it's it's time to plant and sow. Plan, setting intentions, and optimism. Yeah. And you can ask your angels for help with that. You may not know what to sow yet. You may not know how to do it. You may not know how to garden. Maybe this is literally saying you need to start a garden, that it will be healing for you. It will help you to forgive yourself. You know, just spending that time in meditation. For some people, it's like meditation. So do that if you feel called to it. Preserve. Security, forethought, and thrift. This is a I love this one. A little chipmunk is stuffing their cheeks with whatever is left over from these. Oh, there's little peanuts on top of it, on top of the jars. Rum, peaches, pickled onions, some type of berry apple jam. So you may be called to, like, put some things away, squirrel some things away. To literally can some things. But maybe you need to store something. You need to preserve some memories, preserve some photos. I don't know why photos came through. But some things that will help you to remember the past. Something to help you remember this moment. Like, I'm also hearing time capsule. Do people still do that? Or you put something in a container and bury it that you can dig up in, like, what, a decade or longer to remind you of what was relevant during this time. Something about this time needs to be preserved. Something or some things. Maybe you need to journal about your journey. Journal about the journey. Or document in some other way. If you want to film something, if you want to do a podcast, whatever makes sense for you. One more, please, Spirit. I'll wrap this up. It's super long. Thanks for sticking with me if you made it through here. Roots, healthy patterns, early growth. I love this card. There's a lot going on in here, but there's like skulls, which to me represent, you know, your buried family members. There are roots connecting the skulls to an egg. It looks like an egg in a womb, but like an embryo. I won't say an egg. Looks like a fertilized egg. At the root of a tree. Caught up in the roots of a tree. And for those entheogenic buffs out there, there's some mushrooms sprouting out of the ground next to the tree. You know, some people believe we're mushrooms having a human experience. I tend to believe that too, to some degree. You know, like there's so much intelligence in mycelium. The whole network. Yeah, there are little mushrooms down there too with the earthworms. Let me look again. There's more in here that I missed. The earthworms that tunnel through and allow the roots to come through, right? Everything works together in nature. Everything works together. If it's not disturbed too much, we've disturbed so much of it. So there's something that has disturbed the roots. Even though that card is not negative, I'm just getting that download. Something has disturbed your roots. Could be curses, could be just unhealthy patterns that have affected this embryo, that have affected you and your growth, your ascension. But you're a phoenix. This is about healthy patterns and early growth. It's about changing that pattern, changing the cycles. It's what your ancestors want you to do, and you're doing it. Apparently, you've already done it. You've gone through the steps. Bottom of the deck is chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. Yeah. Do you hear about like all of these messages about sleep? Snow, rest and contemplation. Rest and sow. S-O-W. Rest and sow. That sounds like rest and work, right? But you don't have to literally be on your hands and knees digging in dirt. But what is it that you can do to rest more? How can you build more rest into your routine? Because that's part of a routine. It's like prioritizing rest. And that's not just sleeping. That is not doing any and everything that everybody invites you to. You don't have to go to everything. You don't have to show up all the time. You don't have to make appearances. You can send an email. You can send a text message. You can send well wishes. Or you can just say, I don't want to go. You don't have to go. Like if you sit in your car and don't want to actually go to the place that you're about to drive to, just pay attention to that. I don't want to see those people. I don't want to be in that room. I just feel like I want to rest. Trust that. If there's no serious consequences, like, rest. You have that right. It's a divine right. And your body will appreciate it if you allow yourself to rest. So, all right. What am I? I'm at okay, it's only 45 minutes. I thought I was going to be longer than that. But still, I'm going to wrap it up with a couple charms. Whatever it is, your ancestors are so proud of you. They're so proud of you. They want you to keep going, basically. Keep going the way you've been going. You have beaten a lot of odds to be opening portals and getting the opportunity to rest. You've been through a lot. So yes, it is time to rest. And I get a key. Keys to the kingdom. They are giving you the key. Like, you've made it. You've made it. You've earned it. You get to go through the door that you opened. Here's an 8. Talking about infinity. Here we go. There it is. Comes out with this deck, with this. I was talking about infinity with that card. infinite love that you came here with, that you have right now, and that you're going to leave here with. Like, it doesn't end. So nobody's searching for love. You got to look within first. Love is already all around you. Just believe it. Trust it. It feels like a zodiac. Aquarius could be significant. Ooh. You could be an Aquarius or dealing with an Aquarius. It's about the age of Aquarius we're in right now. An air sign, also aqua, you know, combination of both. So, could be significant. Say something else, but I'm gonna keep going. Dragon. Love this dragon symbol for sure. This is got protection of the dragons, and could be a bloodline thing. Still learning about the dragon bloodline, so I'm not going to speak on it too much. Y'all may know more than I do, but that feels like dragon bloodline that you need to preserve. Preserve the history, preserve whatever even if you don't have knowledge of what that history is, what that bloodline is, preserve what you're going through, what you've been through. Document it. Because it's gonna be necessary to be able to recall that in the future, in the near future probably. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn those ads off. It's jarring. Okay, again, we're asking for another charm. And here's a tree, family tree with this roots card. Your bloodline, your roots in this tree are very significant. You come from a long line of phoenixes. And we're dealing with a lot of fire. Could be a fire sign. Here's another red moon. Or red sun, harvest moon. However you want to take that. There's just harvesting and sowing and resting all over this reading. But your family tree is so significant to your growth and to your path. Extremely significant. So even if you don't know much about it, just keep going in the way that you're going, because you are the embodiment of your family tree. You are the personification of the history of your family. And whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, it's not disconnected from that. Like, even if you don't have tangible connection to your family, if you're not speaking to them, if you don't know where they are, never met some of them. I mean, clearly all of us have family members we've never met because we didn't live in the same time, but like, just know how important it is. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're called to do right now is extremely important to that. And whoever y'all are, you are extremely resilient. These are 2 9s this year, right now. You might have psychic abilities. That you're uncovering, that, people never talked about in the family. I know I did. People of my generation and the one beneath me are actually verbalizing it, and we're all psychic. Every human being is psychic, but some people have different missions. How it manifests is different depending on what and I'm really hot right now, depending on what your purpose is. But You're being called to live your true purpose. And this dragon lineage, this dragon energy, could be a dragon zodiac sign, Chinese zodiac sign of the dragon. One more charm. I'm going to wrap it up. The Eiffel Tower. This is definitely giving me travel if you don't already live in Paris. This is giving me travel. So your purpose may involve travel. It may involve doing something with in France. Maybe you speak French. It's also giving me 7 wonders. Isn't it one of the 7 wonders, quote unquote? Strong travel, but also it's unique. There's only one Eiffel Tower in the entire world. So whatever you're going to do, it's going to be something that's never been done before. One of these descriptions was talking about uncharted territory. You're going to do something, or you're doing something that's never been done. And in a world of copycats and everybody trying to look like everybody and sound like everybody, and their AI is taking over everything, everything. You're going to do something very, very innovative, and it's going to be useful. It's not just going to be something cool to look at. It's going to be something very useful. So that's how important it is. You know, if it's something functional that everybody can use, that's the real legacy that you're going to create. So whoever that is that I'm talking to, trust yourself. Whatever you're doubting right now may be the exact thing that you need to hone in on, that you really need to develop, because you're going to change the world. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not just saying it because it sounds good. Whoever I'm talking to, you are going to change the world somehow. All right. So what ancestors wouldn't be proud of that? I know I would be if I was an ancestor. So thank you for bearing with me on this long one. It kind of took a few turns, but and the vibrating, I don't know, just everything that happens in the reading is significant, so pay attention to that. If you get that call, I'm gonna say it the 3rd time, don't let it go to voicemail. Answer that call. Okay, a regular pattern, doesn't sound like your other phone calls. Answer that call. Okay, thanks for watching. This is from my imagination to yours. I love y'all, and yeah, have a great day or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I appreciate you.